Hey everyone, Iron back, and with
Mm-hmm.
me, of course, I got the usual gang.
General Synergy here. And?
And the all-consuming, enshrouding, tenebrous Shadow King, King Nazaru.
Oh yeah, Aaron. All right, we got another Disney Star Wars video.
Well, we're gonna react to it, guys. This 4-minute video. So let's see how it is, guys. Let's go.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
A little different.
Yeah.
Star Wars team.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
False.
Lol.
No, in all seriously,
pretty
it
meh.
was good. It was a real Star Wars movie. No spoiler version, real Star Wars movie. And I'm not saying that episode 1, 2, and 3 aren't real Star Wars movies, but this was a good Star Wars movie. Like a really good Star Wars movie.
Episode
What I mean
3
is
was
it
damn
isn't JJ
good.
Trek
That's
Wars,
what-
it isn't Lens Flare Wars, it isn't even Disney Wars. It's Star Wars.
There was-
And it's
It was
good.
Lens Flare.
In the larger sense, what I mean is that it's well acted, it's well written, it's well shot, and most
Well
importantly, it's a
written.
character-driven story
Okay.
that keeps up its own pace. It doesn't lag. It's a good film. You should go see it. Go see it.
Okay, let's
Don't
pause,
watch
let's
this.
pause.
All right, I
Pause.
paused.
Okay. Who goes first?
I'll go first. I mean,
Okay.
say it's well written. I mean, that's obviously not true. People have found plethora of plot holes. I even said that if you check Pawn Story's video, he's found like an hour's worth of problems with the Force Awakens. He even said he could find an extra hour's worth. And of course, and there were lens flares in the Force Awakens. I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, do you remember when the not Death Star, not Sun Crusher, not you name it
Starkiller
from the
Base.
EU
Yeah.
shot those beams?
Yep. Indeed.
You can
that
see
was-
the lens flare over Kylo Reno's shoulder.
Yeah, Kylo Reynolds.
Yeah, and also you can also tell that they don't know how space works since all the planets were so close together.
Indeed. Also, something else in terms of the plot holes. The second half of the Force Awakens is the one that has the most plot holes. First half has some, but the second half is like fully chock full of them. Like literally.
And of course, he had to do some low-key prequel shaming.
They all have to. They always have to bash the prequels just to make that film look good.
That when Disney Star Wars fans bash the prequels to try and say that the Force Awakens is good, or even the Last Jedi, which we'll get to eventually. That's when I'm basically like, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to stop you there for a while. I mean, you like it, cool. Just try not to bash the prequels, at least. But of course, you have to bash.
Yeah, I think that pretty much covers it. Let's continue.
Okay, Aaron.
All right, I'm at 51.
Okay.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Wait, you've already seen it? You've already seen it. All right. Let's talk about spoilers.
I did, and it's.
I don't mean big spoilers. I don't want to talk about the minute things, the big character changes, any of that stories. I just want to talk about theming and how this movie gets that right. Theming is incredibly
yes,
important.
my theme.
And this movie follows the
just like
theme
Mahler
of A
said,
New
it's
Hope
my theme.
incredibly well. Opening with a big
How is that a good thing?
a big empire, like the Empire is going in, well, the First Order. The First Order is going in and messing with the Resistance in a big opening, interesting battle scene that sees a main character sort of fleeing, trying to get information away from the Empire they're trying to get, smuggling it out on a droid, just like in A New Hope. Those characters then need to escape
I wonder
the
why.
sandy world that they're in to get away from the First Order or the Empire, again, just
It's
like
not
in A New
hard
Hope.
to mess up
After that, they
New
gotta
Hope
meet up
theme
with
when
the
you
Rebel
rehash
Alliance
the
to figure out how to
plot
take on a giant super weapon, just like in A New Hope. It's A New Hope, but bigger. And, like, you know, with modern movie stuff going
It's-
on in it,
it's A
and,
New Hope.
and the best bits of
Dumber,
Empire and
with
Return of the
less
Jedi
soul.
too. Most importantly, our main characters matter. You've got Finn, who's an interesting sort of mix between Han Solo and Luke, and he's
an awful design of Finn.
I mean, from the previews, he's sort of a reformed stormtrooper.
Has
but
anyone
there's
ever?
more
For a second,
going
I thought
on
that was
there
too long.
than just him leaving the Order. You know,
Has anyone
there's-
ever
you get
compared
into this
Finn
dark
and
past
Han
about
Luke
what the First
together?
Order is all about? You've got
No.
Rey,
I
who's
don't.
extremely mysterious throughout the entire
Oh,
movie, and
God.
is just kind of a general badass scavenger. You know, living
Very
out
soon.
on
Badass.
this Tatooine-like planet,
Very soon.
Jakku. And she's
Go
really
forward.
cool too. She's a great character. One of my favorites, though, is Poe, the pilot. This is like Wedge.
Why?
This is the new
Okay,
kick-ass,
Poe's
awesome
probably
pilot
the
you get in
least
the Rebellion.
worst
Except
one
for,
of the
unlike in the
three.
Yeah,
original
he was
trilogy,
barely
he actually
featured in
matters. He's
there.
not just sort of a side character like Wedge who gets hit up on the expanded universe. He's part of the story, and he matters. And he's a character you get to look forward to following through. And he's not.
Okay, I think we
He
should
doesn't
pause
pull
right
double.
here.
Yep. I
Okay,
paused.
pause, Siren. Okay, so first of all, Rey is a fucking Mary Sue, which is no wonder why she's able to do all those quote-unquote badass moments. Well, I say quote-unquote because it's only badass if it makes sense in the universe's rules. But if they don't, they're not badass. They're stupid.
Also, I don't get how he can compare Finn to like Han and Luke put together. If I was going with that, I would say I'd go with someone like Jason Solo or Kate Skywalker. At least Jason Solo is the son of Han and is related to Luke because they're uncle and nephew. And Kate Skywalker is kind of like
The descendant
a little bit
of Luke.
huh?
The descendant of Luke.
Yeah, he's a descendant of Luke, and also he's kind of not a traditional Jedi. He's kind of got the rogue thing going on.
Yeah,
Finn,
exactly.
but Finn, I don't know. You guys?
No.
Not really.
I honestly don't see it. I can see why some could compare Paul Dameron to Hans. And I could.
No, he compared him to a Wedge.
Okay. Less
Wedge
comparison.
light.
Yeah, I mean, Poe's like the least offensive of the sequel trilogy characters, but he's also kind of bland, and he's not that well written because he just doesn't have much character to him, and that's partly because Jar Jar Abrams was going to kill him off, and like after they landed on Jakku, but he liked the actor so much that he decided to keep him alive, which created a plot hole. So he should have tried to check to make it work from a narrative standpoint, and I had to go to like books to try to explain that plot hole, but it creates bigger plot holes.
And the fact that you have to read non-movie supplementary material, it just shows the failure of the writers.
Yep. Indeed. Anyway, so anything else to say, or shall we?
No, that's pretty much it.
Okay. In that case, Iron?
All right, I'm at 249.
Okay.
Right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Duty, he's not like Luke where he's a Jedi and a pilot. He's just an awesome pilot who's really good at his job. And this is the guy that owns BB-88,
really
which is
boring.
awesome. He's super cool. You get Kylo Ren, who's got all sorts of spoilers I'm not
Oh,
even
God.
going to talk about. But he's more of an interesting character than
Kylo
I expected
Reno.
him to be. Still not totally sold on him as a villain. He's a little whiny. Like, you know how people call
'Cause
Luke
he's-
whiny? This guy throws temper tantrums. He's not very controlled. You compare him to Darth Vader. Darth Vader's very, in control of himself. This is more like, this is the character that I wanted to see Anakin be in episodes 2 and 3.
Oh, God.
Sort of out
God.
of control and doubting himself. He's a good character. It's good, You get the
Okay.
ships look.
Pause.
Okay, Anakin
Pause,
was out of
guys.
control.
Okay.
Did you not watch the prequels, dude?
Anakin had his anger issues, but the difference between him and Kylo Ren was that he was, well, relatively speaking, justified, and his actions made sense from a certain point of view. He killed the Tusken Raiders because they killed his mom, and from his point of view, they were nothing but savages. Which, when you look at it a certain way, they pretty much are.
Yeah, indeed. Not to mention also, do you want fucking Kylo Ren to be nothing but a abuser and a fucking manipulator, like Kylo Ren is?
Yeah, and also he killed a whole bunch of children because he felt that was the only way to immerse himself in the dark side enough, so he could save Padme with the power of the dark side, just like Darth Plagueis was able to do.
But we pretty much know nothing about why Kylo Ren is the way he is. He just is because he is.
Yep.
What events caused him that? Oop! I have to read an obscure book or comic to figure that out.
The
And
comic.
they even released a recent comic about Snoke, and it doesn't even add anything of substance.
That's actually the comic that supposedly tells us what Kylo Ren and Snoke were doing before the events of the sequel. It's actually the prequel that you were looking for, Iron. Yay!
I thought it took place between Say Awakens and The Last Jedi.
No, it's much before. It's way before, actually. It's supposed to be Snoke training Kylo Ren prior to The Force Awakens. Yay! God, I wonder what the comic of the Knights of Ren is going to be. That's gonna be interesting. Also, something else. Anakin having his tantrums and being whiny makes much more sense when you think about the fact that when he first did him, he was a fucking arrogant Padawan. You know, the type that don't really have any sort of grip on their emotions yet are still learning.
Yeah, and also the Jedi Order at that time was very, very repressive on emotions and didn't teach people how to properly act like human beings, relatively speaking.
Yep,
So
indeed.
Yep.
Indeed. Also, how Anakin behaves in the prequels is comparable to how Luke Skywalker behaves in the original trilogies, especially 4 and 5. So episodes 4 and 5. So, I guess in your logic, dude, apparently Luke Skywalker should have also instead have been like how Kylo Ren to some extent.
And not to mention that Kylo Ren is a ripoff of several EU characters. List them off, Iron.
Yep, I might even
yeah.
leave that link, or a link to that video I did.
Yeah. In fact, just do that, Iron. Anyway, shall we finish this video?
Yeah, let's finish it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm at 3:33.
Okay.
Me
Let's
too.
go.
3, 2, 1, go.
The ships look great. The new TIE fighter looks pretty awesome flying through
They're
there,
just
and
barely
it shows a little bit more
uninspired.
inside. You get to see it's a
I prefer
two-seater.
the TIE
There's a gunner
Defender.
position and a pilot position,
That
and
looks
Poe's
more
X-wing
As
is
for the TIE
awesome.
Hunter.
You know, just like I didn't know if I'd like this split
It's nothing
engine design, but it's a lot of fun.
substantial.
It's a fun movie. Go see
Yeah,
it. I want to talk
literally.
about it more, but I won't. Initial reactions: you should totally go see Star Wars: The Force Awakens. It's a good movie. It's worth your time.
I
Go see
did
it.
go see it.
Go,
and it
go,
ruined
get out of here.
Read the
me and my
expanded
father's
universe
Christmas.
instead.
I gotta get to work.
This movie
Bye.
ruined my father's Christmas.
Well, that was the video, Iron. Now you can pause it.
Well,
Okay, I'm not gonna hate on the guy for liking the movie, but I have my issues with him bashing. I do have my issues with that.
me
And
too.
and of course,
And-
saying The Force Awakens is a good movie.
And I also
Always.
think in one of his videos he kind of said that he did read some of the EU. So
Yeah, he mentioned it to some extent. Well, it will be interesting seeing what you've been asked, so that was something. Anyway,
nah, he's only got like 4 videos.
I guess we'll tackle them later. Anyway, so final things to say, guys, before we move on to his Last Jedi one.
I pretty much said everything I wanted to say about this video.
Me too.
Iron. Okay, well, I guess that's it then. Let's finish this one and go to his The Last Jedi reaction.
Alright, we will see you in that video.
Let's
Bye-bye.
jump into that shit.
Bye.